friends and doll lovers. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melody, and today I am here to share with you the third project that I have completed. Those of you who have been following my channel may know that I have made a personal challenge to sew something for a doll, sew something doll related each week. And the way that I'm doing that is the website called Pixie Faire releases one of their patterns for free every Friday. So I made the decision to, no matter what the pattern was that was available, I made the decision to make that pattern the week after it's been released, and then post a video sharing with you how the project turned out by the following Sunday. And so last week I shared with you that I was making this pattern that was released. It would be 2 Fridays ago now. This is I guess it's Mitch. I should have checked to see how to pronounce this, but I'm going to say Mish Designs Panda Wristlet pattern. And I shared with you last time that I did have some reservations because this pattern was made using vinyl fabric. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to locate all of the materials. I began searching for the white and the black vinyl, and I was looking for the glitter green vinyl sheets. I went to Michael's and Joann's. I didn't find any of that I didn't find the vinyl sheets anywhere, but I did find that I had some vinyl fabric in my stash already. I had purchased it with the idea of attempting to make doll shoes out of it. Of course, that never came to fruition, so I still had the vinyl fabric in my stash. So you will see in a moment that I didn't exactly make a panda wristlet. I'm going to call it a sloth wristlet, or it could be a dog wristlet, because obviously I don't think there are any pandas this color. I almost did not share this finished project. I was embarrassed actually, because it did not turn out as well as I would have liked it to. I did have some issues trying to sew the curves straight and keep a consistent seam line. The pattern itself, written fine, no issues with the pattern itself. It was the way that you had to attach the front and the back pieces to this little where the zipper assembly. I'm gonna call it a zipper assembly. So I was tempted to sew it by hand, the entire thing by hand, but I kept playing around with it until I got it in a comfortable position on my sewing machine so that I could sew it. It was a little fiddly trying to maneuver around the zipper pull, and I think if I had taken a little more time with it, it probably would have turned out a little better than it did. It's not my best sewing, but I'm not going to consider this a fail, because anytime you attempt something, even if it doesn't work, I think if it doesn't work out as planned, I think it's successful, because it takes a lot of courage to attempt something, especially something that you're not sure about. And I was not sure about this. I wasn't comfortable with having to sew with vinyl. I wasn't comfortable with having to top stitch these little pieces on it, for the face, to make up the face on this little wristlet. It wasn't something that I was excited about sewing, but I wanted to try it, obviously, because that's part of the challenge that I made for myself. What I learned was how to upload a PDF into the Cricut software so that my Cricut machine could cut out the pieces. And it was actually easier than I thought. I found a YouTube video. It was a very helpful YouTube video that showed how to upload a PDF pattern. So I basically uploaded it into the Cricut software and turned it into a cut file, and then I used my Cricut Maker to cut the pieces out. The Cricut Maker can cut fabric. It has a rotary blade that is designed and a special mat that you use with fabric. But I did some research and found that this cutting the vinyl, I could use the strong grip mat, which I think is purple. It's a purple Cricut mat. You'll see it in the video that I insert. And I used the knife blade, and the knife blade cut it out. It took a while because the knife blade cut it out in 4 passes. I did not use the rotary blade because the pieces were small, and everything I read was, I think any piece that was smaller than 3/4 of an inch, I was concerned about the rotary blade cutting out around such a small piece. So I used the knife blade, and I used the fabric marker. The instructions for cutting vinyl said to place the vinyl right side down to the mat. So the fabric marker, I used the fabric marker for placement of the eyes and the nose, and the stitch line for the mouth. So I used that, and what I did was I held this up to a light so that I could see the line tracing through the fabric. This fabric is, you can see shadows through it. So I used that, and I used the glue stick to attach these little eyepieces and the nose temporarily, just to hold it in place so that I could stitch around it. You'll see that my stitching is not great. As a matter of fact, it missed some spots. And I didn't sew this by machine, the mouth by machine, because I took a scrap piece of fabric and drew this and tried to maneuver my sewing machine. I have not developed that skill yet to be able to maneuver around tight turns like that on my sewing machine. So I just hand stitched using a back stitch and I guess a double thread. Actually, I had a thicker thread for this, for the mouth. So overall, oh, and the other thing I did do was I tried using clips or pins to hold the seam together, but instead I ended up hand basting. That made it a little bit easier to maneuver, but it was kind of tricky getting this under the presser foot and keeping a consistent seam. So you can see that I didn't do that great of a job keeping that consistency, but overall, it's not something that I would make to sell, but it was a great experience. I learned that there are some vinyls that you can, I was looking for a pen. There are some vinyls that you can use pins on, and it doesn't mar the fabric. So let me see if I can show you. So I'm sticking a pin. You can see I stuck a pin in here. I don't even think, you can't even see. I'm looking to see if, nope, you can't see. So stick a pin in here, and if I could pull the pin out, so it didn't leave any type of mark. I did not realize that there were vinyls. I didn't realize that there were vinyls out there that worked that way. So after I saw that, I relaxed a little bit more when it came to sewing. Will I make this one again? Probably not. It says it is designed to fit 18-inch American Girl dolls, but when you look at the scale, I think the scale is not right as far as a wristlet for these dolls. I would imagine the scale would be, I would imagine this would have been much smaller if it was actually the scale of a wristlet on a doll. But I think it is a great scale for, like, if you put different straps on this for like an overnight bag for the doll, or like a, I don't know, maybe a little handbag or even a shoulder bag. But I think it's perfect. It's a perfect size for a change purse. So I may put extra change for tolls in this and keep it in my console in my car. So I think this turned out well for my first try. I think the more I practice sewing, attaching curves like this, following this type of installation, I think the more I do it, the better I'll get at it. But for a first attempt, I think it was pretty good, and I think it is cute. I didn't have the white and the black, but I think this could pass for, like I said, a sloth or maybe a little puppy dog. So I'm glad I tried it. Again, my goal is to make something doll related each week and to learn a new skill and to attempt something that I would not have otherwise attempted without motivation such as this challenge. What about you? Are you trying this challenge with me? And if so, did you attempt this pattern? If you did, let me know how it turned out in the comments below. What did you run into? Did you learn anything new? Please let me know. The next pattern that I'm going to sew is the 50s in Saturday's Best pattern by Dolly Wears, and this pattern was a free download this past Friday. I believe that this fabric, I have this same fabric in a different colorway. It looks very similar. This is what I had in my stash, and I'm pretty sure that this is the same color, the same fabric, but in a different colorway. And for this waist treatment right here, I'm going to use this fabric. So these two fabrics to coordinate. And then I found this wedding lace. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. So I'm going to use this wedding lace as the trim. I'm excited about this pattern. Remember, if you are following along and doing this challenge with me, to please use on Instagram and Facebook, use the hashtag Freebie Friday challenge, and you can tag me on Facebook and on Instagram. I am My Doll December on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have been following along. I hope that you have been enjoying what I've been sharing with you. And I thank you, because even those times where I may not feel motivated to get it done, I know that because I made a commitment to myself and to you guys that I'll get it done, and I try to get these videos posted each week. So if you like what you see, or if you have any suggestions, or if you've been following along with me with your own projects, please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.